Sam Jones, you beautiful motherfucker.
Hey, people. What's up, chat?
What are you doing?
The chat loves you.
Delay, I had to get in an elevator in my service car.
Are you at the Standard right now?
I'm at the Standard, yes. It's been a while since my last chat, and I'm no longer in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Was my last chat. I'm now back in Midtown Atlanta, baby.
Hell yeah, baby.
Back home.
And,
Georgia is a little bit brighter with you here, brother.
oh,
Let me tell you.
It's good to be back home.
Let me tell you, there is no one that I would have rather gone through this whole COVID situation with than you.
Yeah.
All right, we got through that shit together. It's been a long, cold summer, but we got through it together.
It was a long, cold summer, but
A lot
right
of
here,
innuendos
back
going on.
The only thing keep me alive as I was in that dark pit of isolation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you and wine were the only thing.
Well, I'm glad I was your second love. I would never try the challenge.
You'd
wine
never
as the first.
make it.
You wouldn't make it, but it was great. It was great there.
Should we get into the hate of the week while we're at
Hate
it?
of the week. Whoever the hell stole my wine opener?
Okay,
What the
Sam,
hell?
we started up this new little theme on our last podcast. We've got our love of the week and our hate of the week.
Okay, so what are your love and hates of the week, Sam?
My loves and hates of the week. I would say love of the week is, honestly, I'd say it's kind of a hot take, but the shortened semester.
Hot
Short
take.
semester of college.
Yep.
And, I don't want it to be done, but loving being almost done with all my classes and
True.
already finished. And
That is big
got
facts. Yeah.
Against all odds, got an A. you know.
That's huge because I'm gonna fly back on Tuesday. Literally this Tuesday actually was like the last day that I really had to grind down and do stuff. So yeah, it does seem
We
like
got a 6-week winter break. It's gonna be a good vibe.
I'm excited for winter break too. I'm gonna be out in Colorado quite a bit snowboarding.
That'll be fun.
There's gonna be quite a few people coming in and out, so we'll get some good Zoom chats for the.
yeah.
We'll get it going. Oh yeah, Sam, we forgot. We're about to start doing Zoom calls with the chat. We're gonna get some faces in on the mix.
By all means, I'm there.
Yes, sir.
I'm there.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect.
The beauty of Zoom.
Matthew, where you
screen
skin in
share the
Colorado,
entire-
baby?
All right, Sam. Hate of the week. What's your hate of the week?
Right there.
My hate of the week. Oh. I think my hate of the week really comes down to it. Got a few things that I also hate.
Yeah.
I will say, honestly, probably one that I'm thinking of right now as I look at my window. Gun violence.
Gun violence. Jesus.
Hey, that's a good
Only
hate.
because
That's something to
only
show.
because Tuesday I was falling asleep in bed and heard just what I thought was a truck backfire from hell. No, turns out it was a shooting.
Oh my god.
Wow. So yeah, shootings in Atlanta waking me up. That's probably it.
God, it's one thing for there to be shootings, but it's another thing to wake up Sam Jones. I mean, come on, Atlanta.
I was about to
Let's be considerate of each other here.
This man he's hungover. He needs his sleep. You're out here shooting people.
The only thing wrong.
Just out here shooting off despots on Spring Street. All right.
This is what we were saying earlier. Every time we say something fucked up,
Yeah.
it's like actually kind of a fucked up conversation. We just end up,
We're talking about people getting shot.
yeah, like somebody could have been killed.
Yeah.
I'm probably
Yeah,
was killed.
well, they weren't killed. Thankfully.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
All right.
Hey,
Jokes are clear.
hey, all right.
All right, we're good. We're clean.
We should have dove into some darker tunnels there.
Yeah. Good thing we did.
They were safe. They just got mugged, and we've all been there.
We've all been mugged.
We've all gotten mugged like more than 3 times, right? Is that a common thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, Sam, tell the mugging story. Or no, the latest mugging story.
Latest mugging story.
In a PG-13 way.
I will have to in a PG-13. Oh, okay.
No, you can touch on R. Just
I'll
be
save it
respectful
worse.
about
Yeah.
it.
The most recent one was very, very light. It was a light mugging.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, if you're gonna have it, that's how I'd
You don't want
it.
mugging pro.
Way more
we've all heard about mugging pro.
But the most recent one was it was disappointing. You know, at the peak of it, it was disappointing. And what happened was, so I was coming back from a local establishment that may or may not be called Veranda. But so I came back from this bar, and a random woman hopped into my Uber, and I was like, you know, forget it.
Was she cute?
What?
Was she cute at all?
No. well, a bit, and that did help. And you know, so I then did start finessing. One of my me and my friend were in the car, and I started, you know, I was talking to her and whatnot, and turned into, you know, she was like, "Oh yeah, let me see your phone," being real cute and whatnot, and she had my phone, and what she ended up doing was, after I finally got the Uber to stop right next to, you know, a beautiful Waffle House over here on Spring Street, I had to wrestle the phone out of her hand. And because I was like, no, forget off.
Thank you for
that. And then two, I remember checking everything I had. I was like, all right, I got it. But I realized the next day, as I looked in my wallet, yes, it was the same credit card with a different name on it. So she had replaced my exact debit card with the exact same debit card of someone else.
You have the same number?
Not the same number, but it
Wait,
was like a
was-
different.
yeah.
It was a different name, but it was meant to mimic. It was meant to look like your card, right?
Like the same kind of
It
card.
was the same card, so like when I opened
Okay.
my wallet and looked in there, same card.
So you say you had like a Visa and or like a Wells Fargo debit card. You
Yeah.
opened up your wallet and you saw a
Oh.
Wells Fargo debit card in there. He saw the same
Exactly.
one, but it had someone else's name on it now.
Okay.
Oh, that's just
Exactly, yeah.
Wait,
And
so-
I've grown
that's just
more to
crazy.
appreciate
Yeah.
you
Wait,
guys
but the store's not over. The store's not over.
denying
I just wonder
transactions
how that
because
could
at
go
that point
down,
she
man.
then tried to withdraw $1,100 from my account, but Wells Fargo is so stingy.
Yeah.
And I do get denied bars sometimes because Wells Fargo is like, "Is this you?"
Yes, it's me. What the hell do you think I would be doing?
I heard
1 a.m.?
tequila shots and said yes.
I've been doing this. It's 24/7.
Like,
What's changed?
Apple knows everything about me, and you can't figure out that I like the money at bars in Atlanta. So yeah, what you fellas up to this beautiful evening?
Whoa. Real quick, there's more to this story.
Dude.
I'd also like to compare it back to your previous mugging. You know, what have we
We've
learned?
never told the first mugging on the chat.
Yeah, I
have we?
don't think we have captured the first mugging. And the first
You know,
mugging was the stimulus to a lot of different things, Sam. I'm just going to give you a little preamble here to go off of, and I can fill in wherever we need to.
Yeah.
But the first mugging happened in Prague, and you came back with no phone, no wallet. You still had your lighter, correct? But they took the cigarettes and the tobacco.
Yes, indeed. And the reason I call it the lighter is because I was told, empty your pockets. And so I grabbed the main things out of my pockets and threw them at the gentleman.
What do you have? Like a knife, or what did you have?
It was a knife, yes, indeed. Because it's Europe, there's no guns. So it was a knife.
Thank God.
Pointed after I jumped out of the alley, it was a knife, you know, pointed directly. He was pointing it right out of my stomach, and you know,
Damn.
but when you're pointing at the stomach, you know, he's got easy access to the entire
Yeah.
torso.
Yeah, no, that would
Yeah.
make me feel very, very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
And so, someone like that helps you to empty your pockets. You throw everything in your pockets that you have, that you can grab quickly, you throw it at them.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
Then you spread away. And thankfully, I did sprint away. That was definitely the right move. And I got out of there. But then you're lost in Prague, which is really, really beautiful city. Beautiful city that never even considered a grid system.
They really said grid system? No. No, we're gonna make a random ass street layout with like unpronounceable names.
Napolici.
Napolici 1, 2.
Anything to navigate through. And yes, so they did that. And so then every time I thought I was back at, my hotel that I needed to be at in 3 hours, because I still have my watch in my hand, I believe. Every time I got to the hotel I thought I was at, instead it was a different hotel. And I had to ask the beautiful workers in the lobby, hi, can you give me directions to this hotel? Eurostar Prague.
Eurostar Prague.
And so the worker would pull up Google Maps on the desktop computer and say, okay, turn right up here, turn left up here. And that could always make me a few blocks, and I'd have to ask again.
But you made it back.
I made it back.
You made it back. You made it back beautifully in time for the 8 a.m. departure, correct?
Yes, indeed.
We had to be on the bus at 8 a.m. to leave Prague. Where were we headed?
I believe it was 7:30, honestly. We were headed to Frankfurt, then Paris.
Yeah.
And the dude.
So that bus was going to be long gone.
And
It was
Andrew gave you
And that was my
attitude.
fear.
He gave you attitude when you showed up 5 minutes late.
So, about an hour after this whole adventure, I was 5 minutes late to this bus. And Mr. Andrew Bash.
Group leader.
Group leader.
Group
Andrew.
tampon as well. Wears many hats.
Andrew, if you're listening, hey, but come on.
Just think about your actions
Yeah,
that
think
summer a
about your
little bit.
Andrew, if you're listening, you suck.
Oh, we're too bad. We're too bad on him. It was his first time around. We should be nicer.
He was a kind guy, but
Kimbling ran that shit.
yeah,
Boy,
he got alpha mailed out of the whole deal.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's the thing is, God, Kimbling was the coolest human.
Yeah,
And exactly. I would go back to Florence with Kimbling.
I would too.
Just say the word.
So you know that little short story I made on the analysis of the beer dye in front of the Eiffel Tower?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I was thinking Kimbling would actually appreciate that story.
You should email it to him.
I think I should email it to him.
It's like late enough to where he wouldn't feel
Yeah.
the need to be like, oh.
Yeah. Like, it's not coming back around to me. It's just like, this was a creative, literative, artistic analysis that got spurred in the moment of the study abroad that he created.
And
for us.
worst case, and this is a possibility,
Yeah.
he emails back, did you seriously do this? This is so culturally disrespectful.
And-
I cannot believe I taught you all these things and you still went out and did this. Good day, sir. That could happen.
And you
but
know
it's
what
the
my
worst case.
response to that would be? Pure honor. Because that would mean I had eclipsed Kimbling in his cultural perspective.
Oh!
To where he could
Yeah.
not be aware of the creative value within the story.
Out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah.
We're the new top dog.
That would be the little mentor-mentee relationship kind of coming out. But I think he would appreciate it. Because he was my mentor, he's the one who literally, I think, inspired those words through my fingertips. I think he would very much appreciate it.
That was our masterpiece.
I think he would definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
Especially if you send the, post itself along with
with the
how many likes it
tens of
got,
thousands of
how
likes.
people stole it,
Oh, yeah.
I think he would really
bro.
appreciate
We should
the
do it.
idea.
Send him a little, full coverage of the scenario.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. His creation.
And a little
That
like
40,000 people put likes on his creation.
I don't think he cares that much about likes on social media, though. Because his own account is more just kind of... What is it? It's called Postcard Trekker, right?
postcard.
It's
Yeah,
kind of a
Postcard.
solo expenditure. And he doesn't get a whole lot of
More
likes on it.
self-reflective than
No, he
Yeah.
has like the likes, but he would appreciate that many people had seen it and enjoyed it,
Yeah.
We could get everyone in.
I don't think he'd like the caption that Old Row put on the post.
Yeah, what was the couch?
It was sharing. It was sharing
so like
American culture with third world countries or something like that.
It was like some third world nation. It's about France. The most beautiful cities on the planet. Sharing culture is some third world nation.
Yeah.
The cockiest shit ever.
Just
it's like Paris, dude.
Come on now.
But we didn't care.
Big tourist stranger, not big traveler.
Yeah, that was for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, not even tourist, just like xenophobe, nationalist.
That was American cockiness coming out through Old Row's fingertips. When we're that big one day, we'll do it better. Don't worry.
Exactly.
Yeah. But also, you know what I was thinking about, Sam, that I want to keep going with is like how you learned to kind of defend for yourself in Prague, and then also how do you think that translated to your success story in Antwerp?
Success story with some big ass air quotes. Talking like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs had a success story. The Antwerp mission was. I don't know about. It was a success.
It was a success.
Yeah.
It was a success story.
Bro, Jeff Bezos after many a beer in Bruges and get him back to Antwerp. Bet he can.
True. Yeah, and the smartest people in the world, MIT, top leading COVID scientists, put them out there. Get them liquored up. See where they go. See
if they can get
It was
back.
beer, sir. Yes, it was 14%, but it was beer.
Oh, was that when we did the token thing at the beer garden or whatever?
At the beer museum, where
The beer
we did
museum.
the token thing. They allot you 5 tokens, but you can buy more tokens.
Yes, that's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
When all of a sudden I look into my hands and I got 20 tokens. Now I'm starting to think maybe.
So to get back on track with the whole
The resilience
Lost in
side.
Antwerp side of things,
Yeah.
right, Sam?
I found especially since the experience in Prague, especially that obviously led my getting back and my resilience in Prague. It definitely contributed to my ability to perform in Antwerp, and I think that was really good. But I think really was more important and was really affected me more is giving me more resilience in general, and less dependency on I don't want to bring up tech dependence, but so much less dependency on technology.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, I can give a great example. About 2 weeks ago, I was standing in my bathroom and dropped my phone on the floor, and it broke, and I was out without my phone for a week and a half because Apple was under COVID policies. And things like that,
Mm-hmm.
it was second nature. It was like, I'll have a phone for a week and a half.
I'm back on it.
Blah, new thing. And it's like now, every adventure I take on, everything I take on, I always know, it's like if I don't have something key, because so many people, I think, take on challenges or adventure, like, say, moving to a new state without a friend or anything like that. I think people take it on and they say, oh, because I don't have this one thing, I can't perform.
Yeah,
I think it shows the resilience of people and humans.
Well, I think when Kimbling was talking about travelers versus tourists, I feel like he was coming from a perspective of, because what was he, 50 or something? So
Yeah,
he had
he's
been to
bald.
Europe for 20 years, like before GPS and before all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that technology, as good as it is, kind of takes away from the human experience of traveling a little bit. Because I feel like when we showed up, I mean, even in Atlanta, or if I go to North Carolina or Alabama or whatever, I'm stuck to a GPS, and I'm stuck to I feel like comfort and safety in that.
Yeah.
But I feel like that detracts from the travel.
It does.
I feel like maybe as a society we're losing that sense of traveling because of technology, right? In a lot of different ways.
In a lot of ways. And I remember one thing that was a main stressor, or ended up being kind of a stressor for me, was I had a good SIM card, so I had connection everywhere. So people looked to me to always be the navigator everywhere we went. And we were always going somewhere that we had no clue where we were going. Yeah. And we were going there with a crew of at least 10 people. And for me, it was a little stressful to always be the guy doing the maps, trying to corral a crew of 10.
Well, there's one
so
day,
I totally see that. Yeah, like how
and
the maps.
there's one day, like it started raining in Prague. It was in Prague. Apparently in Prague, I'm nothing against Prague. Apparently, if it rains in Prague, you don't have internet connection. so it was pouring down rain, and Sam Jarvis and I were we had to get it. We were at the the Drunken Monkey pub crawl T-shirt exchange area, and it started pouring down rain, and we had no internet, and that was one of the most fun adventures of the whole trip.
That's when we came up on pub.
This was like during the day. It was just me and Jarvis, and we were. It started raining, and we went and picked up the T-shirts, and we had to run back with no maps because the internet went out.
Okay.
And that was the most adventure I had, because there was no map leading us back. It was like you really had to take in and memorize things. Like when you walk through with a map, you're like, oh, that's a cool fountain.
This is the way, and this is the way that I'm going. But instead,
that's a cool
it's like
fountain.
I'm looking at this fountain to figure out what direction I need to go.
This is my waypoint.
Yeah,
and I really feel like I felt the city in that moment. I really got the city.
I remember my experience in Prague was really it was a turning point really in my journey through Europe, in that. A lot of times, as you said, Matt, I was the navigator. I was right there. I knew where I was. I knew where I was going. I was really getting into these cities well, partly because I had maps and was looking and seeing everything. But then after that, I was amazed by the beauty of everything, where I would look at a map before I had left the hotel in Frankfurt or Paris or Antwerp or London or Amsterdam and the list.
All right, we get it.
And
somebody's studied abroad.
But I got to appreciate so much more what those cities are, and finding your way around them, and just the life of the city. And I feel like I wouldn't have seen that if I was, because I went from targeting destinations to almost targeting the journey.
Yeah,
it's traveler versus tourist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tourist is destination, and traveler is a journey.
I was a traveler, and I became a citizen without.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I think we finally really understood what
I totally agree, and I totally think I should email him back, because we've just totally realized how Kimbling has had a kind of influential.
Imagine
impact
if you sent it on behalf of like X number of people, like you, me, and Sam. We could all write a little paragraph of our own kind of thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We should totally do that.
I think teachers
some
like
in the works.
that, or professors or whatever like that when you.
No, they totally
like a year from after if you like really appreciate them. I think that's why they do it.
Yeah.
For that kind of email or that kind of response.
And they're some of the coolest people too. Like, dude literally has a PhD.
I mean, he
something
taught,
that society traditionally shits on.
Yeah, we would not have looked at that that statue. We would not have been talking about that statue if it weren't for Kimbling.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like we were talking. Sam, have you seen that statue where it's like a car just sticking up? Like
it's in Atlanta.
Like like on a corner. It's like it's a sedan just sticking straight up
out of a bag.
Right at 10th and B Street.
Yeah. We were trying to analyze it in the Uber, and we actually had some good takes. But like, it's like that's something I wouldn't have done if it weren't for somebody inspiring me to really look into art past the surface level.
And then I think also how this carries on into our lives right now. We're talking about how you felt independence from not needing your phone to get around the city. Chase is doing a TikTok purge right now.
Yeah, the Social Dilemma, and it's this. Don't get me wrong here. It's not. I didn't watch the Social Dilemma, and I was like the average person who's like, oh, I need to get off this.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I think it's not that hard. Like, I just think this is a BS documentary in a way.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna try and it's been 5 days. I really have not had a problem with not looking at TikTok.
I've been cutting
Twitter,
down everything. Instagram too.
Facebook. I don't.
It's the stream of media that's just constantly supposed to be bombarding your life.
Yeah.
The second you step back from it and just kind of say, I don't need this anymore, you realize a lot of freedom in your day to do what you actually want to do.
I do think the one thing I have noticed is how much I'm missing out on culturally, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because it's the common culture.
Yeah.
Like the way people dress, current trends, slang, what people are, what kind of, there's a whole thing. But it's like I'm not seeing that part of the world, what people are up to and what the current trends are.
You're not seeing that firsthand.
Yeah.
You get it,
But do I need that?
secondhand
Like, I
through
don't
every
need that.
other person that you talk to.
But it's also like, do I even need that?
Yeah. Do I need that?
Do I need to know these trends? Because they're trends.
Yeah.
So the whole definition of a trend is that it comes and it goes.
Yeah.
Am I like, how much am I really missing? And now I'm in like a more of a self-meditative sense. I'm getting more things done. You know, I'm less stressed, I think, this week than usual.
Because it's the thing is, like, you also, when you're scrolling through this mindless, continuous stream of information that they have provided for you.
I mean, Twitter and Instagram stories are making me, like, frustrated. It's like upping my, I'm not saying on either side, I'm saying on both sides of this. There's my people I follow that are Trump people talking about how the election's rigged. Yeah. And there's people I'm following on the far liberal side who are talking about some crazy stuff. And it makes me angry. And it's like, what if I just eliminate both sides of this out of my life, and I still have my same beliefs, and I can still educate myself through literature and whatever.
Exactly. It's all for me. It's about separating from the social media and trying to get to the primary sources to make my own opinions.
I just don't think it's possible. I don't.
Yeah, you are fooled if you think you've gotten the primary source every time.
Because even if, say, the primary source would be you walk into the U.S. Congress building and attend, like, or watch C-SPAN or something. Yeah. Even then, people are lying their asses off.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean,
you get a one-on-one interview in a closed room with no recording equipment with Jeff Bezos. He'll still lie his ass off about some things if you ask him, or he won't say things to you. Yeah. No one actually has insider information that you can 100% trust. No one.
True, but I think
except if you heard it on the chat,
kind of,
or if you're like Baron Trump and your dad tells you something. Yeah. Maybe you could, but you know what I'm saying? Do I have to become friends with Baron Trump and get him to leak secrets to me? That's the only, like, you know what I'm saying? Like no one's really, like, there's no way. That's what I've realized.
Yeah, no one's completely truthful, but I mean, no one in everyday life is completely truthful.
Well, I mean, on a news sense, like a big business or political sense.
Yeah,
more. Yeah.
And
in general too. Yeah,
it's learning to deal with it and kind of know what lies are being told always.
Yeah. You gotta have a good sense, or good radar for bullshit.
I think
when it pops up on the radar.
I think the key to
know where someone would lie. About.
Like, the key now isn't finding out which news sources or which people are telling the truth. It's a cost-benefit analysis of which side of the argument has the most truth or the least lies, and kind of weighing that out as an intelligent person.
Which side?
And finding a good middle ground, but also figuring out which side of the argument is swayed one way or the other.
It's very well said.
Instead of going out and seeking the truth,
also seeing
just weigh the fake truth.
The lies of the right, of the side that you think is most correct.
Yeah.
I think also going off trends too. One thing that I kind of had an idea about the other day was how media has been transitioning from these national corporations to these smaller people like Rogan in times of the pandemic, because now people have more time. They have more time to digest information, and they have more time to seek out alternative news sources with COVID.
Or more just clips show up on Facebook, and then
but that's another.
But
thing.
People have more time on Facebook and all these other things where these people are promoting themselves.
That might not necessarily be true. If people are spending more time on the internet, they're for sure they're accumulating more information, but does that mean they're accumulating more information that they're weighing and finding the truth, or does that mean they're getting sent farther down the rabbit hole?
They're getting confirmation bias is most likely. Yeah,
I think it's the latter. I think it's the latter.
It's confirmation bias.